well, this leads us to our final session. And it's really just the wrap-up, but also as part of that wrap-up, we're also reflecting on the progress that's been made over the whole system since the line analysis was completed. And I'm inviting Chief Derek Alkonis, who is the project lead on the Maui analysis for the Fire Safety Research Institute, to come up here. I asked him the question, how are we doing? I mean, we had almost 200 findings and recommendations provided to us about system-wide findings about where we could improve. And I also wanted him to say, you're doing great. And that we still have a long way to go, but I think he has a lot more to add into it. So we are welcoming the encouragement and also the honesty so that we can continue to face this together. So you can let us know how we're doing from your perspective.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Well, first, before I get started, Chief Ventura and Victoria, I see Chief Ventura right there, because I never had an opportunity to say thank you. And so many people are just expressing gratitude in their comments, and I also want to echo that, because when we came on scene shortly after the Lahaina fire, and there was a lot of trauma going on, right? There was a lot of suffering, a lot of sadness, a lot of loss. And then we come up and say, can you give us everything about the incident? I mean, that's just not cool. But it's something that needs to be done. Because you can't learn from an event unless you study it. They were gracious. At times it was difficult because there was other competing entities involved with our request. And people that wanted that information as well. But nonetheless, the County of Maui prevailed, produced the material, we were able to study it down into the details, and that was the difference from our learning from a research institute and what we were providing to the state upon their request. And what came from that was 84 recommendations, 84 findings, 140 recommendations. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about was so many expressions, like what we've learned here in these last 2 days can't be learned anywhere. Like getting the experiences of everybody and learning from what they've been doing since that event on August 8, 2023 has been remarkable. And yes, I have slides, and I have a lot of detail that I could show about all the things that are going on. But I'm not going to bore you with that. Because you've already heard it from the people that have lived it. And a lived experience is much more important than some talking head from California. Even though my Samoan mother would say, hey, you're more Samoan than California. So one of the things I want to leave you with was there's 3 characteristics of, okay, let me go back here. I represent Underwriters Laboratory Research Institute. We've got a bunch of engineers. We look at numbers, we look at data, we look at a lot of stuff, man, getting into the details, trying to distill the facts and relate those facts via findings, recommendations, leading us to more experience, more learnings, hopefully getting the codes, the standards, guidance, documents that will make our world a safer place. That's our goal. underwriters. However, the human side interests us just as much. And as you study these incidents, and as we listen to people's stories, we hear it come out. And the importance of these human connections and these human organizations that make the work happen. We also study that kind of like on the side, right? We can't help but look at human behavior and try to find the science that connects to it. And one of the things that I think we've witnessed here is these groups that are so effective at executing their mission. And it started with the folks from the Firewise communities and those Firewise leaders and the emotion they shared, the devotion to their goals of ensuring their communities were safe and getting their people around them motivated to clean their properties and securing the money that is needed to grab the dumpsters, to make sure that people are safe in their community. The science behind that is that effective, positive groups that have a positive culture share many different characteristics, 3 of which have appeared in many scientific journals. And there's one out of the University of Michigan, I can't remember the guy's name. But he writes, that compassion, forgiveness, and gratitude are essential to a positive culture. And I think that's what we're witnessing here. I mean, it's incredible, right? Just these constant expressions of gratitude, being grateful for the people and the groups that are helping them execute this mission. And that's impressive. And it's the reason why I believe that addressing these priorities in the state is kind of blown us away as an institute. So the governor asked us, I mentioned this yesterday, yeah, you got all these findings and recommendations, put them in 10 priorities for the state, put them in 10 priorities for the county. This is one for the state. And I sat down with State Fire Marshal Tory Booth. I sat down with Elizabeth and her staff and said, tell me what's going on. Let's go through this list. And then we documented it, just like we document all things that we touch at the Institute. And 40 pages later, those are the highlights, by the way. I imagine it's probably a 400-page document of all the things that were going on. In each one of these areas, to strengthen your resilience and your preparation to wildfire. So that's, to say that we weren't impressed is an understatement, because of the speed of that's happening and the beauty of what you have here in the state of Hawaii is this community, this desire to work together, to collaborate. We've heard it several times. We've witnessed that in our review of what you've done since 2023. So, the last thing I want to share is it takes hands. It takes getting after it to prevent, prepare, and respond and recover from these events. And the examples that have been shared with us indicate that clearly. And one of my favorite artists, he talked about it. Ben Harper says, I can change the world with my own two hands. I can make a better place with my own two hands. I can make a kinder place, with my own two hands. I can make peace on earth. I can clean up the earth. I can reach out to you, all with my own two hands. I can make it a better place, a safer place. I'm going to help the human race, all with my own two hands. Thank you for being the example to all of us, and thank you for inviting me here. Congratulations, you guys are doing an awesome job.